Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with the construction of our Junk Journal January 2025 journal. I am going to make an accordion journal, but I'm going to be doing it using a legal size paper. That's 8.5 by 14 inch paper, and we're just going to glue them together and then we're going to fold them. So my plan for this is, as I mentioned in a previous video, for me with all the other content and things I need to do on the channel, I can't do a video every day. So I'm going to combine prompts, 2 to 3 prompts each time I do a video. We'll see how it goes. If I get behind, I may have to do a prompt or 2 off camera, but I will always bring it back to you and show you what I did. So our journal is going to measure our cover is going to be 4 1/4 by 6. Our pages are going to be 4 1/8 by 5 7/8, where there's 31 prompts. So if I do 2 to 3 each time, or 3 each time, I should be able to do it in 10 videos, which is totally doable in the month of January. So this is the prompt list. You can get this over on Meg Journals on Instagram. You can also Google it and it will take you to another place where you can print this exact thing out. I also printed it 2 to a page, so I would have the smaller images to put on my paper. So these are the prompts that we'll be working with. And I decided that today's video, which is going to be posting on December the 27th, we're going to do the construction. We're going to put the covers on, but then in the first video of January 1st of 2025, we're going to do the first 3 prompts, and we're going to use these 3 prompts to make our cover, envelope, and tickets, and that will get us 3 prompts down in a hurry. So that will be great. So I do full disclosure, this is my second video. I lost the entire footage for the one I did just a little while ago, but you know, hey, what do you do? What can you do? Can you throw a temper tantrum? Yes, you certainly can throw a temper tantrum. Is it going to get you any closer to your goal? Probably not. So we are going to do this again together. So I am going to go ahead and use my little trimmer because it's got the score tool on it as well. In the other video, I did have some trouble just kind of pushing my equipment around so that I could do this seamlessly for you. But we're going to go ahead and give it a try together. And I did not use the score tool, and that ended up being a problem. So I have already cut my covers. This is just really heavy chipboard measuring 4 1/4 by 6 inches in height. So that is that. I'm going to move my mouse so I don't turn the video off, and hope that everything goes okay. I don't know what happened, that I lost the footage, but it was not a good scene. So I have printed 5 legal size papers because I would rather have more pages than not enough pages. So if I end up having more at the end, I'll just fill it up with other things. Not a problem. So I've got this one. I'm showing you the fronts first. So this is one. This is from Oldocina. All of these I think are Oldocina. So really beautiful images, very neutral with a pop of color, which I really love. And so that's what we're going to be working with. Now let me show you the back. These are also Oldocina. That's probably going to be upside down. Yep, that's going to be upside down, but that's okay. Then the pink one, a ledger, and this is from Chapter 1 papers, not from Oldocina, and this is from Chapter 1 papers as well. So that's what we're going to be working with today. So it's tricky because the paper's too big to go into a cutter. So the first thing that I have to do is go ahead and just trim off the white edge here and do my first score line so that we can make this smaller and we can cut it down to size. So let me do that really quick. Okay, so now we're going to score this at 4 1/8, which I just struggle with. I'm going to make a mark on here so I can learn how to do this because I just don't read measurements very well, unfortunately, and it's kind of embarrassing because I am an educator and I am a smart woman, educationally speaking, but it's so hard for me. Measurements are so hard. So I'm just going to make a mark there at 4 1/8 inches, and then I'm going to bring the score tool over, and maybe I'll make a permanent mark on my score tool for that mark so that I know. So that is where it's at, is there. So 4 1/4 or 4 1/8 is on that thick line. So I'm going to go ahead and make a mark. Might not make a permanent one. We'll just use this little marker and say that it is right there. Okay, I should know how to read a ruler, but I don't. So there we go. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and score that. So again, no cut. It's out of your view, isn't it? We're just going to score. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and crease that out and try to get it straightish. I do realize I'm off to the side a little bit. Let me move that over for you guys to stay in view. Okay, or me stay in view of you. So the idea is this I want to be, oh, you know what? I guess it doesn't really matter which way it goes, does it? Just fold it that way. So I'm going to cut off the bottom of this one rather than the top, because I don't want to lose the roses. So now that that's folded, now I can fit it in my trimmer. So I'm going to trim off the white edges first. This is not my preferred trimmer because I don't find it to be as accurate, but we have to work with what we have to work with to make this a little bit easier. I'm just looking for my scissors. Everything's still a little buried from my prior video, so I'm going to go ahead and just trim off that white. This little cheap trimmer doesn't do that, minuscule amount of trim there that makes a mess. So there we go. So let's go ahead and set that over there. And again, so in this case, this is going to be glued to the front cover when we get, oh, I didn't trim it down. Goodness gracious, Cara-Renee, trim it down. So we want it to be 5 7/8. So I'm going to go 5 7/8 from this edge. And I'm not going to even try to read that on the ruler, but I just wanted about 1/8 of an inch smaller than the cover is my my theory here. So we're just going to do that, and then we're going to cut that off. I'm going to turn it just because I like to have more on this side than the cut side. So sorry for the flipping things around. There we go. All right, this will be great for something inside the journal. So there we go. And we're just going to get that one of those cover pieces over here so we make sure that we're in the vicinity of accurate. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. So there we go. So then we know that this is already 4 1/8. So now I can just go ahead and make another score line right here. So I'm going to try to do that just inside the score tool here. Why is that stuck and crooked? Let's see if we can do this, okay? So I'm just going to go like that, and then I'm going to unfold that. Okay, so that's 4 1/8. All of them will be 4 1/8. I'm not an expert on accordion work, so you guys will have to bear with me. So you do want to make sure that when you're doing that, so we're bending that one back again, and we want to get that straight as possible. This is already going better than my previous one. And so now we're going to score this other little bit because it's going to actually be attached to the next page. So I'm just going to set that in there and then just open that up and score. Okay. This is going to be so pretty. I was really aiming for really a neutral base, so that is not straight. What did you do, Cara-Renee? What did you do? See if I can fix that. There we go. Okay. So that is our start. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other 4 pages because there's 5 total. Why is that one off? See, it's sticking out. It cannot be perfect. It just cannot. Well, it's backwards for one thing. It needs to go that way, but look at that. I mean, that should not be off. I don't understand how that could be off. Well, when you don't measure, it's the risk that you take. So I'm going to do a couple more of these and just speed it up, and you guys can kind of just watch. So it is December 23rd, so I really didn't need a video fail today, but thankfully I'm all done with everything that needs to be done before the fam comes over tomorrow for Christmas Eve, so it's all good. It's all good. So what do we want to cut off? I think I want to cut off some of the top of this. So we want to again go 5 7/8, so I'm just going to do this way. Just don't have enough room on my desk. Wait a second. We want it off of this part, so we want to measure from the other end. So I can't read it on this very well to be accurate, so I'm doing it the way that works for me. So we're going to go 5 7/8 because our cover again is 6 inches. So we're going to just trim that off. We're losing a lot of that image, but we will use it in the journal. So we'll use these bits in the journal. So I'm just going to cut that off, stick that up there, and our second one is done. So let's get this out of the way and we can do our next fold. So that's that one. And so what's going to happen is I want this one here. And I do realize this is upside down. That's okay. And we're going to glue this to here. Okay. So looks pretty darn even, better than what I was working on before. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Fabri-Tac and just cover this here. You could use a glue stick or whatever is your preferred glue, but I like Fabri-Tac because I can adjust it, right? If something's crooked, I can move it for a good deal of time. So I like to put it down like that, pick it up, okay, and then just make sure it's nice and straight, okay? That's not what did I do? I did this before on the last one. What is the deal, Cara-Renee? It's supposed to go this way. My goodness gracious. Okay, let's try that again. Once it's been removed and put back down, it's not as forgiving, so I have to be a little bit more careful. So I'm going to get a wipe here, wipe that glue off my table. This is my glass board studio mat, you guys. It is the bomb. Like, I love it so much. I have not yet cut on it, though you can. Makes me a little bit on the nervous side. So I'm going to rub off the rest of this glue so that we don't have a problem later on. I did that on my other one too. I don't know what is wrong with my brain sometimes. We should be fine, okay? So this goes this way. Sorry for the flipping and flopping. So it goes this way, this way, this way. And then so we're going to, let's ink up this edge so that you guys can see it as I'm working. Because we're going to measure from here. Oh, that's already there. Whoops, it's already there. We already scored that one. So there is that. But see how it's not even? So I do not understand how they get so off. Like so off. It's just beyond me. I don't know if it's the score tool and the measurements or if it's my eye, but this happened in the other one too. So we're just going to embrace imperfection. As I say, it's what we do. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use my ruler, and I'll just use the score tool to do the actual work, because that is just not happening. Okay, so there's that, and we can go ahead and make the other one too and score them both at the same time. So 4 1/8, we're going to have a little bit hanging over just like we did on the other one. Not a problem. Make that a little more pronounced, and we're going to bring that store tool back over. I don't know if other people experience that when they do this kind of accordion thing, but I'm just having the hardest time with this. It's just so strange, but I'm not an expert, so this is not something I do very often. Okay, score not cut. Okay. Go ahead and fold that again. Try to get it straightish if you can. Okay, that looks good. And the same with the little bit. The little bit. There we go. So it's looking good. I love it. I love it. So see how we've got all that hangover on this one edge? It's just so strange, but I may have to cut another bit of chipboard and make it a little bit wider because I don't know if I have enough. Yeah, it looks like we should be able to accommodate that irregularity, so we'll play that by ear. Okay, so and then the other thing you want to do is the important papers, you want to have them going the right direction. So I don't want my people upside down. So, but when you turn it over, some of this script is upside down. So that's okay. I'm happy with that. I can live with that. So we're all flipping and flopping. There we go. So there's that. So now we can move on to our next page. So I'm going to ink this up. And I'm going to speed this up a little bit because otherwise this is going to take forever. I don't leave you with the music for too terribly long. I come back and chit chat. I have an update to provide. So I'll do that when I feel like we need a break from the music. Okay, so now we're going to decide what part of this we want to cut off. I would rather lose, obviously, the bottom of this, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this, and I'm going to measure. I'm going to measure 5 7/8 from this top. So this is distorting things. Let me move that. So anyway, I wanted to share a victory. So my husband and I live in a very small manufactured home. It's like 1,200 square feet. We raised our kids here, but it's very small, and the closet space is just disastrous. Like, it is just so difficult to store things in a way that makes them usable. Like, you can find things and you can, you know, do what you need to do. And so we made cookies. 5 of the grandkids came over for a sleepover and cookie making. It's an annual thing that we do. And we made cookies, so I have to store my mixer up on top of the cupboards in the kitchen. So like up on top, up high. If any of you guys have a KitchenAid, you know that that is a heavy piece of equipment. And so I used to have it in my craft closet, but then, you know, I'm always growing my craft supplies, so I had to move that stuff out of here. And this morning I got up and I was like, you know what? I need to move that stuff back. I need to clean out that closet. So today's my first weekday of my Christmas break from school/work. And so I did that this morning, and I was feeling so accomplished. Like, it felt so good to get the closet cleaned out of a variety of things that tend to I throw boxes in there, you know, that I get from Amazon. Anything I don't know what to do with goes in there. So, and then also we couldn't find the waffle maker because we couldn't figure out what closet it was in. Is it in this spare closet? Is it my husband's spare closet? Is it down in the garage? Like, it's just ridiculous just ridiculous. So I feel very good about that. So we're going to glue this onto this. So I want this to be on the top because I like how it's going to tie in with that, this color. So we're going to put glue again on the back of this. And this time I'm going to remember to close that down on this. So remind me if I forget, okay? So, and then after I did that, I just a little chit chat for you. If you're new to my channel, I do chit chat, and my people like it, so I do it. It's part of my personality. So anyway, I did do all the wrapping. My husband wrapped all of the grandkids' presents because I do not like to wrap presents, and he does. He loves it, so I let him do that, and so I wrapped his presents today, and I felt really good about that as well. I always put it off because I do not enjoy it, but I did it. So it's done. Okay, there we go. So as you saw while I was chatting, I did go ahead and I made all my score marks, which I think was really smart. So let's see how we're doing here. So let's see how it gets smaller and smaller. I just don't, if you guys know what I'm doing wrong, I would love to know, because this is just bizarro. So I might have to make my covers just a little bit bigger, because look at how uneven that is. And I'm measuring the same place. I just don't quite understand what is the magic that's not happening here. But it's okay. If our covers are too small, I'll just grab another piece of chipboard and we'll cut them a little bit bigger. So that's that. So we're getting there. So just to show you how I know how many I need, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 doubled is 18. So it's not enough. So we need another 18. So we actually need two more pieces of paper. So I'm going to go ahead and do that process with both of these, and I'll be right back. So at this point, I always have to remind myself to score and not cut. I've been known to cut that line instead of score it, but I love this tool. I love this score. I don't like a scoreboard, but I love this, but the trimmer's not the best, so it's like you choose one thing over another sometimes. So the cut is not as accurate, but the scoring is great. So there we go. So now we can cut these down to size. So we've just got to fold that in so that we have a smaller bit to work with. So let's just trim those white edges off first, and then we'll go from there. Oops. Cut. Cut, not score now. So are you guys ready for Christmas? By the time you see this, it will already be over, because obviously this is going to be on the channel on, boy, look at all that white, on Friday, 2 days after Christmas. So I'm just going to trim that white off. This is what happens when you print on the other side of your digitals. I always end up having this irregularity, so we'll set that over there, and we'll do the same with this one. So anyway, we are ready as can be. I'm picking up groceries this afternoon, and then I can start preparing food for tomorrow. And just my grandkid, or my local kids, will be coming over for Christmas Eve, and then it's just my husband and I for Christmas Day, which we actually have really grown to enjoy. In the early years, we didn't like it. We didn't like the change in our family, you know, because they're married and they have their own families, and that's hard sometimes, but so I scored all that. But anyway, that's our tradition, and so yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay, we need to figure out though where we want all of this, how we want all this folded. So let's just fold it initially, and then we can flip it the other way if we so desire, but I need to get that straight-ish. I love this paper too. I love the grunge. I love that teal. And then I didn't get this one scored either, so let's do that really quick. Probably going to ink this stuff up because I don't want those white edges showing, so I will probably take a moment and do that. Yeah, if I'm going to ink the edges that are kind of white, I might ink everything. But I can also do that later. It's probably not a big deal. So, and that's already scored from our cut. So there we go. So let's get our journal back over here. So this is the front, and I like to kind of write that on there, especially for you guys that are looking. This is the front. It's going to be glued down, okay, onto the cover. So that way it keeps me going the right direction. So again, directionally, you want to make sure that you're turning this appropriately. So that's ledger there. So I want the print there. So I'm going to turn this way. Oh, we didn't trim them down. For Pete's and whoever's sake. We have to trim them down, my friends. They're too tall. So obviously I do not really want to cut off that. So we'll cut off the on this side. So we need to be 5 7/8. My goodness. I need something. I think I'm just on vacation brain, and it's a good brain to be in. I'm feeling good, feeling rested already, and feeling grateful and all of those good things. So just making sure everything is all right before I do the cut. There we go. And that will be great in the journal, within the journal as well again. So that's that side. And then this one. So what do we want to take off of this one? Oh, obviously this side. So, which is perfect because it's going to take off a lot of that border there. So that's perfect. So let's get one more measurement here, and then we can finish this up. So we want 5 7/8. Okay, there we go. So are you guys planning on participating in doing this, or are you just watching Junk Journal January? Not that it matters. I'm just kind of curious what you guys are thinking. Okay. Sweet. Okay, so we decided that we wanted we want the print on the other side. So I'm feeling like I want to do this way so that I can see that on the other side. And it doesn't matter because that image is already going sideways. So it's not a bother to me at all. So we're going to put glue on here, and I'm going to remember to lay it down on there because I don't want to make that mistake again. And then before we put the covers on, we'll make sure that our top and bottom edges are not too whacked out. So I thought about doing just a standard journal, but I really like the accordion idea for this kind of prompt thing. So, oh, I did it again. You didn't tell me. Folks. Oh my gosh. Come on, Renee. This is so hilarious. Not really. It's not the ha-ha hilarious that you might think it is. It's just the, oh my gosh, did you do it again thing? And then once you get that Fabri-Tac on there, it can be really hard to reposition it. So you have to be even faster than before. So that's going to be fine. We'll cover that up. We've got some glue residue, but we'll deal with that later. So there we go. Silly girl. So see, it doesn't even matter. It's sort of like my car. I mean, this works most of the time, but I am so directionally impaired that I have to come out of the store and I have to tell myself out loud, you're parked on you know, the row closest to the garden center, or you're parked by the grocery side of Walmart on the T of Walmart or something. Otherwise, I can't find my car. And I did lose my car the other night, and it was terrifying because it was dark out, and I was running late to be somewhere, and I was just like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. So I'm going to try to put a little piece of parchment here because I don't want that to stick. So I'm just going to cut a piece of this parchment and stick it on there. Probably won't stay, but at least it'll be there. Okay. So that's that. Okay. Here we are. So we've got that pink edge. It's really pretty as well. So again, double check, make sure that everything is going the direction that you want it to go. So look at your pictures if you've got images. And so there we are. There we be. So here, and then we can go this way with this. And I think I want to, I'm debating on that. So I think I want to do that. Okay. Oh, that's the wrong side though. I have to do this side. So it has to go this way, which is not, it's the same deal. Okay. So we're going to put glue here. I don't think I can mess this one up, so we'll see. Okay, and I know Meg uses a lot of just glue stick, which we will be using glue stick inside of the journal, but for this I feel like I need a harder stick. I want things to be very secure. Okay, there we go. So we got that. Let's just fold her up. Boom. What the what? What happened there? Oh, I missed a score line. Oh my heavens to Betsy. Heavens to Betsy. Let's make another score line there. I'm just going to use my ruler this time. So that means I've got a score line in the wrong place. I don't understand what I am doing here. We will work with it though. It's not a big deal. Let's just use my finger here and just give that a nice little scoring. Okay, like so. We just got an extra score line there. It's not a problem. It happens. So there we go. Fold that back on itself. And then see I must have, oh, you know what? That's upside down. Shoot. It's because I was looking at that image. Not a big deal. That we can cover that up, but let's get rid of that pencil line. That's really ridiculous. Keep that on there, Cara-Renee. Okay. So we've got that one. Oh my goodness gracious. What is going on with the world? This is so silly. Okay. We're just going to do it this way because I'm not going to bring the score tool back over. Actually, we'll just do our pencil line again. There's going to be so much added to this that the integrity of it is not going to be a problem. I just completely wasn't paying attention again, and this is what happens. This was supposed to go the other way. This was supposed to go over there, but it's okay. Let's go ahead and line that up again. It's just a journal, guys. It's just a junk journal. It's Junk Journal January. It's meant to be just creative fun, and so we're not going to stress about those things. So there we are. Actually, this was our last page, so let's count and see what we have, okay? Because I think that we used 5 pages, so that should be plenty. Okay, so we're going to count. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's 30. That'll work. That'll work. So now this can be cut off because this is actually going to get glued down to the back, which is kind of unfortunate, but You know, it is what it is. So we're going to I'm going to make a mark, and we're just going to do this the easy way. Just going to make a line. Whoa. Make a line on the base and just trim that off with my scissors. Skizzers. It's okay. I try to shake off all the things that don't work out, you know, like that being, well, no, that's not actually upside down, because yeah, it's not upside down. That's not upside down. Is anything upside down? It looks amazing. It looks amazing. Okay, so let's get our covers back up here and see if we're going to have a problem. Okay. I am feeling like it's okay. So when you look at this, everything is within the boundaries of that chipboard. It's just that we don't have as much of a margin as we would have had before. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to ink this up just so that I can see that line. That's my boundary. Actually, let's just ink. No, not that that's going to show, but because that's glued down. So no worries. So we're going to put our Fabri-Tac on here. I am using the Fabri-Tac because I need the room to move it. And we're just going to, I'm going to position this. We've got obviously more room on top and bottom because our pages were where they needed to be. But I'm just going to put that right up to that line, and I'm going to pick this up and turn it. So see how we've got a little bit more. We can probably move that in. Let's move it in a little bit. Like so that we have an equal amount around it. I think that's going to be okay. Yeah, it's all within there, sort of. It's not a big deal if it's not. So I think our covers are going to be fine. And so then this one is going to be the back cover. So this is going to get glued on. Oh, that is going the wrong way. Is it going the wrong way? Let me think about this. Not really. Yeah, it's just that we're losing that image, which I think is what's throwing me off a little bit. Because we're losing the top of that lady, but you know, it happens. So, you know, as we collage and play, we're going to be covering up a lot of this anyway, so it's not a problem. As I invite you guys to laugh with me. It is okay if you laugh at me and go, I can't believe she did that again. I do it. That's what I'm saying to myself, so I would not be offended if you were thinking the same thing. So again, we're buttoning it up a little bit past that line actually, because we did pick it up and move it over, but this is hanging over more now. Isn't that interesting? We can trim that off though, because I just want to look at it all. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. And everything is pretty much between. That's a little bit off, but I'm okay with that. So that green bit was hanging over just a smidge though. So let me, this is not what yeah, I guess that's right. It's just not what I expected. It's just not what I had envisioned, so it's okay. So we've just got this little extra here, so let me just trim that little bit of paper off. And then probably what I'm going to do before we do the first one in January, on January 1st, we will, I'll probably complete one of the covers, and then I'll do one of them with you on camera. On one side, I'll probably kind of do my own thing, and on the other side, we'll use the prompts, as I mentioned before. But this is our journal, and I think it's absolutely amazing. I'm very happy with it, even with all of the, you know, the difficulty in, you know, the process. So it's going to be amazing. So I will see you guys in the next video, and I hope that you'll join me. You know, you don't have to do it in a journal. You can actually make those prompts happen or use those prompts in your regular junk journal making. It doesn't have to go in its own journal. So that just seems to be what people choose to do, but you definitely don't have to do that. So I will see you guys next time. Blessings. Take care. Bye-bye.